Hi guys, welcome to Antwerp in Pieces. My name is Peter and today we will be starting on our very first building in the city. What will we be building? Well, we will be building the facades of the Koningin Astridplein, the Queen Astrid Square, which is the big square in front of the train station. Now, that is interesting because it has some beautiful facades, namely on the eastern side of the square. You have the entrance to the zoo. Now, the zoo in Antwerp, right next to the train station, was built in the early 20th century along with the train station, and has, up to this day, is still one of the most beautiful Art Nouveau style of buildings. Very beautiful architecturally, one of those city zoos that is still around. The main zoo in Belgium, maybe not the biggest one, definitely not the biggest one, but like when you in Belgium, when you talk about the zoo, everybody will assume, oh, you mean the Antwerp one. The entrance to the zoo will be coming in a later update, but now we will be focusing on two buildings right next to it, namely the KMDA, which is like uh, the science section of the zoo, very old one, established over 100 years ago. And right next to it, they have, well, actually at the moment the building is empty, but there used to be a very beautiful bistro called the Paon Royal, Royal Peacock, as it translates. A beautiful building. Now, a bit of a side remark for these buildings. I'm going to only be building facades. For pretty much every other building in the city, I'm going to do full interiors. But for these, as they are on the very edge of the city, and I kind of ran out of space to when I was planning the whole thing, to do a full building behind it. It may come at a later point, but for now we're not there yet. I'm just going to be building a facade, so this building is only going to be like about 16 to 18 studs wide, and no interiors whatsoever. We will put in some lights just so that we have it ready to be lit up once we have the entire city going, but it's going to be many facades, but I promise you they will be nice. So stick around and we'll see you on the first building update. We are working on the two facades for the Queen Astrid Square, and those will be on combined of two base plates. This is a very big surface that I'm trying to fill, so yeah, let's get ambitious on like the very first building. Anyway, I want to give you a look into what I'm doing right now, because I'm using a system called MILS, which is Modular Integrated Landscaping System, to make my base plates thicker and stronger. Basically, I'm using a base plate, regular 48 by 48 base plate, and then you add these there you go, these Technic bricks, sorry, with one hole in it, on each corner. I do them in such a way that they are spread out to at any point cover a connection with another 16 by or 32 by or 48 by plate. Basically, if you're looking like this, there you go, you will always have this, there you go, like these 2 by 2 bricks in the corner, then a Technic brick, 4 stud wide regular brick, another Technic brick, and then normally another 2 by brick, or in this case a 4 by, so that you can like just keep adding 16 by 16 base plates in there. The inner part you fill up with whatever you have of leftover ugly bricks, or I think these are some old second-hand 2 by bricks, 2 by 2 bricks. There's some off-brand stuff in there as well. And then you cover them up with a plate. I use these ones. These are 16 by 16 plates. You just add them in over there. Make sure that you do this on a very sturdy surface, because it's trickier than it looks actually. A hammer would be handy as well, which I didn't think of when I started building this, but then again, now I'm too far to give up. Because as you can see, Sometimes you need to like really knock them in place. Now this has a number of advantages, this system. It's part intensive, it's expensive, but it has the main advantage that one, you can connect different sections to each other with these Technic pins, and two, and now let me take this whole plate. Now watch how wobbly this part is, this base plate. Now if I turn it around, you look at this part, this is incredibly sturdy. This is strong. I can pretty much carry this with one hand, and except for this wobbly bit here at the end, this stays in place. So it's very sturdy and very strong. And if you're building massive buildings like the ones I'm planning, this is what you will need. So okay, you had a look at the build plates. Let's catch up again when we have the first part of our building done. Right, so here's update number 1. This is the ground floor of the KMDA, the Royal Society for Zoology in Antwerp, which in Dutch translates as Koninklijke Maatschappij voor Dierkunde Antwerpen. And this is what it looks like. Doesn't look like much at the moment yet, but there's still a whole lot of building to be added in there. So stick around, we'll make it a little bit taller. Alright everyone, so this is it. This is the very first building in our city. It is a representation of the KMDA, the Koninklijke Maatschappij voor Dierkunde Antwerpen, the Royal Zoological Society for Antwerp. There was a very nice entrance, a curved entrance coming here. As you can see, I'm on the edge of the module here, so it's going to be on the next one. I kind of like the facade, because, you know, there's some greveling in there. You have this nice edge here, this balustrade, this terrace that will come up a little bit on the top as well. This is already quite tall, but this is going to be one of the lowest buildings in the city. So as you can imagine, there's a lot more coming. As I said earlier, inside is completely empty. I do have some lights that I have installed. It's just like these basic bricks with an LED. They light up the building. It's not much. For this part, I'm not going to do all that much detail on lighting and so on. As you can see, the edge over here is just white brick. Same at the back. Yeah, it's just an empty building, an empty shell of a building, really, on the very edge of the city. Who knows? Maybe at one point in the future we will be actually expanding the zoo, because I do have some room left in that corner, but well, I haven't even started designing or thinking about that one. So for now we're not doing that. For now we're leaving it like this. Should we want to expand it, this is actually the back is very easily removable. It's really held together with like these plates and like 1 or 2 connection points in the middle. So it's just simple removal, and we can actually expand the building and build a real building. That's it for this update. In the next one we will be working on the Paon Royal, so the Royal Peacock Brasserie, which comes over here. Quite tall, comes about this high. Well, can't even see it on the camera, but a good chunk higher, good hand higher than the top part of this one. But for now, I'm saying goodbye. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again for the next video. Bye.